Hey good people, welcome back to another video of DIYs by Carolina. Hope you guys are doing well and having an amazing day. So I want to go ahead and just kind of start off where we left off in the last video with organizing the storage house. So just you can kind of take a look here behind me where I have the shelves. You can see I moved the shelves yet again, y'all. So anyway, I want to go ahead and continue the process with, getting everything stored in this place. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, y'all, so you can see here, remember the last video, I had both of the shelves on the side, and I felt like it was a waste of space when I can actually use these long side walls. So I decided to put them back in the middle where I initially had them at. You can see here that I have my two rugs in between them. And what I'm trying to do, y'all, is utilize every open available space. Just try to use it, y'all. So over here, you can see I have my nutcrackers here, and I feel like this is taking up a lot of space, y'all, just having them sitting here. So what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm actually going to get the nutcrackers and lay them across the two top shelving here. Just stretch them out and just lay them on top here. And again, this is just me accessing as much of the space that I have available because I have all of this up here available. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those nutcrackers up here and have all of this nice open space to put something else here. So let's go ahead and do that right quickly and see how that looks. Depending on what it looks like and if I'm able to fit both of them up here, I'll keep it that way. If not, we'll have to figure something else out. All right, y'all, so here's what it looks like. I have managed to get both of these on top of the shelf. So yeah, I like the way this looks. Is a great way to access more space at the top here. Yeah, I like that. That's perfect. And now that leaves me with this nice open out area here that I can put some other supplies and things like that. So that works out perfectly. And what I'm thinking I might do right here in this particular area is I think I want to go ahead and hang my tools, like my my outdoor tools, my long pole saw, my weeder, my edger, those things I think I want to place right here in this particular space. And also, if I failed to mention in the last video, the size of my storage house is actually an 8 by 10. So it's 8 foot wide and 10 foot in length. So yeah, so that's where we're at right now. You guys can also see that I went out and got this cute little small little shelf here. And this is where I want to actually, put some liquids up here. Some of my liquids I had in containers, but I want to go ahead and put some, just kind of stack those over here. And I'm actually going to be putting something right above that. So again, me trying to access all of the open space in the storage house. All right, y'all, so it is the next day. I really couldn't do a whole lot because I was waiting on some items to come from Amazon that I needed to use in my storage shed. So I had to kind of put things on pause for a couple of days. So some of the items have started to arrive. One in particular are these hooks that I want to use to actually hang my my tools. And I'll show you guys what these hooks look like. If this is something that you guys are interested in, you can definitely find those hooks in my Amazon storefront. And just to kind of make it easier on you, I'll also link it in the description as well. But there's a couple of different ways you can actually hang your tools. I decided to hang them horizontally instead of vertically, just to try to eat up more of the space on the wall. So let's go ahead and get started with that. But first, let me just show you what the hooks look like. All right, y'all. So here's a look at the hooks that I'm going to be using. They come 6 in a pack. They're 4.7 inches. They can hold up to 40 pounds in weight. So this is what they look like. They come with the screws and everything. So this is what I'm going to be using to hang up my tools. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna show you how the tool is gonna lay basically on the hook. All right, y'all, so this is basically the configuration of how I plan to hang all of my tools. And so as you can see here, I'm just using my hooks, and I'm going to hang all of my other remaining tool, like my trimmer, my edger, all of that underneath this pole saw. All right, y'all, so I wanted to just kind of quickly update you with a couple of things that I started to add in the storage shed, just to kind of provide me with a little bit more organization. You guys might recall, and you can probably see behind me here as well, where I started adding some hooks, and I kind of showed you the purpose of those hooks. And there's a couple other things that I wanted to do to, again, just be able to store some of my tools. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of get started with that right quickly. All right, so a couple of things. You guys might recall when I added these hooks here, and I kind of showed you the purpose of them, and I love them because they have like this little rubber end on it, but they're, you know, they're large enough to where I could actually place my tools in between them, which is perfect. And you can see here where I added this 2x4 board here, and I did that because I wanted to add some additional things like my what do you call it? Ooh, it's not an edger. I guess it is an edger. It's the real heavy one, the one that like cuts down into the dirt. So I wanted to add this 2x4 just to kind of relieve some of these boards here. And I want to add that. And then I'm also going to be adding my blower, and I'm going to go ahead and finish adding some additional 2x4s again for more storage. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of show you guys, you know, how I use that to add additional storage against the walls. All right, y'all, so it is getting pretty late in the evening. It's about 7:40 p.m. I wanted to show you guys right quickly another item that I purchased from Amazon to help me you know, better organize inside my storage shed. This item will be linked in my description, and you will also be able to find it in my Amazon storefront under storage shed organization. So this is an item that's perfect for like my yard tools, like for example my rakes, my shovels, my hose, all of that good stuff, y'all. You guys may recall for a while I've been keeping those items outside, just leaning up against the fence. Thankfully I have something that will keep them organized, and I can also keep them in the shed, which will preserve the life of them a little bit longer. So let's take a look. So here's a look at the item. I love this. It was super easy to put together. I can't remember exactly how many tools it holds, but I'll be sure and just pop it up at the top once I find that number. But as you can see, it has the little hangers on the side where you can hang like your little hand shovel, your little hand rake, and other little items, maybe your leveler, things like that. But yeah, it's super cute, and I cannot wait to put this in the storage shed. This is, again, furthermore going to you know, just kind of help me better organize my tools outside and inside the storage house. So I'm excited. Yay. All right, so here's a close-up look of this cute little storage, this little shelf that I put together. I got this from Amazon. I'm gonna actually put all of my little Ryobi tools and batteries on this little shelf. So it has the little holes here in the back where you can attach it to the wall. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and put like a little, you know, a piece of 2x4 against the wall and then attach it to that. And this is the little area where you can store all your little screws and stuff. You can just put them down in there, and then, you know, all your little handheld storage, all your little handheld tools can go down here. But I'll show you guys a picture of what it looks like, and then we'll go ahead and get this installed. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get started with just installing this 2x4 in between the two beams here. And this is where I'm actually going to hang that little shelf that I just showed you guys, that I want to actually, you know, place all of my handheld Ryobi tools on. So we're going to go ahead and get started with just installing this 2x4 so we can get that shelf hung. Okay, so right here by the door, this blank space that we have here. So I think I want to add another one of those little mini shelves right in here for storage. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna add one about right here. I may go ahead and line this whole entire space here with shelving. So we'll see. But that's what I'm thinking about doing. I'm actually running out of wood. So I think for right now, I'm just going to use what I have, which is only one 2x4, one little piece of 2x4. Okay, y'all, so what I'm doing right now is slowing down the video so I can show you all how to actually nail these boards to the wall, especially if you're doing this project by yourself. What I'm doing is just literally drilling 2 screws on either side of the board underneath. So then that way the board actually has something to rest on. And you guys, I'm going to kind of get a little closer so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. And this is definitely a great idea if you're doing these projects by yourself. Now, I also want to mention that if you manage to cut the board just the right size to where it could actually stay in place between the two beams, then that's great. But I cut mine just a little bit too short, so now it won't stay, which is why I'm using the screws to anchor the board. And excuse all the shaking, y'all. I'm trying to trying to angle the camera just so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. And again, I'm using this method to just basically have the boards rest on something to allow me to actually screw it into the beams. And so what I'm doing now is doing like a pocket hole. If you have a pocket hole jig, I guess you can use that, but this is normally how I do it. I just slant the screw basically and then, just kind of screw it into the board at an angle. And now I'm going to go back and remove those screws that's underneath the board that I used to prop the board on top of. So you can see the screw sitting here, resting underneath the board. This is what the board is sitting on top of because I didn't have anything to hold the board in place while I screw it in. So I just basically screwed these screws underneath the board, and that way the board has something to rest on, which made it more convenient for me to screw the boards into the beams. Okay, y'all, so it's hot, y'all. Oh, I'm starting to sweat. Anyway, the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and add some labels to my storage bin. So I made some labels, wrote on them and everything, so then that way I can identify what's in each of the bins. So let's go ahead and get started with that. All right, guys, so thankfully we are starting to get down to the wire with finishing up this storage shed. What I'm doing right now is just basically, like I mentioned before, adding some labels to all of the storage bins, so then that way I know exactly what's in each individual bin. I will have these labels linked in the description as well as in my Amazon storefront as well. So if you are new here and visiting for the first time, welcome. My name is Carolina. And if this is the type of content that you enjoy and find interesting, I would absolutely love to have you join my family of subscribers. And as always, to my existing subscribers, you guys know you are always welcome back. All right, y'all, so like I said before, I'm in the process of wrapping up this shed organization. Super happy and excited because, y'all, this was definitely a long, drawn-out process. I didn't get a chance to do the 3 piles because that actually took a lot longer than I thought. So I just ended up going through each bin individually, one at a time, and just transferring the items that I wanted into the new bin. So yeah, so that's why I didn't do the 3 piles, but so happy this is about to be done. So y'all will notice at the last minute I added this little strip of wood here. I'm actually going to be creating little shelves all on this door. That's something that I'll do later, but just wanted to, just kind of show you guys what I was doing here. And this is just going to help everything stay nice and secure and not, tip over or fall over. Okay, y'all, so before the final reveal, let's go back and be reminded as to what the storage shed used to look like before we cleared it out, before we got rid of all this stuff, and before we add all of these wonderful organization tools to the storage house. So now let's take a look at the final reveal. All right, y'all. So before we go, number one, I do want to say happy Easter Day, happy Resurrection Day. And I do want to just kind of quickly share a couple of other things that I still need to do in the storage house. I'm probably not going to do a video about it, but this is, something that could possibly give you guys some additional ideas for, I guess, providing more organization in your storage shed. So let me just kind of show you right quickly some other things that I'm going to be doing in the storage house. I wasn't able to do it in today's video because I really want to get this video out. So anyway, let me just go ahead and show you what I'm going to be doing later on. All right, y'all, so starting with the door. So you see how I added this portion here to secure the the items that's on this little mini shelf here. Well, what I plan to do here is add more shelving down here. So I'm probably going to add about 2 more shelvings here to give me additional storage, and then I'm also going to put this little piece here to secure the items in place. So that's number 1. And also I'm planning to do that to both sides of the door. And again, that's just going to give me additional storage for additional products that I purchase in the future. Okay, so right here, you guys saw where I added these items here, added these additional shelving here, which was super easy and super simple. And I added another little piece of wood here to just kind of give me, again, a little bit more security. But what I plan to do is add an additional shelf down here as well. So I am going to be adding another shelf in that area. And so the final thing that I want to do in this storage space as well is right up here above these little mini shelves. On both sides, I'm going to end up moving this shelf here. Probably going to move it over just a little bit, but I want to also add windows. Now this will be a video. This will be an actual video that I'll do and share with you guys on how I did that. So I am going to be adding 2 windows, one here and then one here, and then the focus at that point is going to be the exterior portion of the deck, just kind of making that area look really nice, really clean, really beautiful, all that good stuff. But those are the things that I still want to do here. And I'm even thinking about adding, hopefully you guys can see this, I'm thinking about even adding some, it's so bright, y'all, the light, some additional hooks and things up here, because I can even store some things up there as well. So why not use that space? So I just wanted to share those quick little things that I plan to do in the storage house, because again, like I said before, I wasn't able to do everything I wanted to do because I really wanted to get this video out. But you guys kind of see where I'm going with this whole process. I've already started it with the little mini shelves on the door. I'm just going to add additional shelving because, again, I'm going to continuously purchase items, purchase products, and at least I'll have somewhere to store a lot of it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video really soon. Until then, bye now.